Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Legends of Arcadia. We were just talking off screen about the witch and how this is going to work, but I think we sorted it out.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back.
We solved things off stream.
We're done. We're done.
Content!
Campaign is done. We can tell you who died and you know who lived if you care.
So the witch and the water elementalist, while both wizards will be unable to trade spells because they're coming at magic from very different directions. So hopefully you guys won't ever need to trade spells, and hopefully the cross between you two will allow, or the collection of magic between you will cover all the bases.
Yeah, also special quest to trade it, you know, in a way where it makes sense.
Yeah. And I feel like a witch has a certain amount of like natural elements involved, so there'll be some similarities, right? Witches aren't like creatures of industry, but more like, I'm a woods witch and I'll throw this herb on you and you'll turn into a newt, which is sort of kind of an elementalist, but not so much like a earth, wind, air, and fire.
I've been muted this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
You've been nodding, though. I saw that, so
Yeah.
I just...
I was going to ask, if we have some overlap, would that be like we can trade low-level spells, but then beyond that, our concepts get too abstract to trade?
At least in the beginning, I'd like to start off without trading spells, but maybe when you're both like 7th level, you can like
we can figure out like 1st and 2nd level stuff.
We'll figure that. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but I think that there's room for wiggly stuff.
I was trying to ask, how does your magic work, Faye?
I didn't know as if I have entirely made that up. I was thinking, so I believe I'm supposed to get. I was thinking maybe I'll start with an item that I've acquired, starting from creation, like something that I've been given, like a deck of cards or something.
Mm-hmm.
And
are you going tarot?
What? Yeah, maybe. I do have a good, like I have a deck, so I could do like a tarot witch, you know, who is, I was kind of thinking making it less I study magic to figure out how it works type, and more like I pull magic from somewhere where it's available for me and figure out how it works, right?
Sorcerer style.
Yeah, so you're more the empathetic sorcerer caster.
Yeah, like that, in a way. I will have to figure out, like, I don't even know what spells are available to me. So, you know, I'll have to see how that works. But more like intuition and feeling and pulling, like, feeling magic instead of, you know, learning it like that or studying it.
Neal, I wanted to ask about languages as well. So do we have like very broad proto-languages, essentially? Like all of the land-based dwellers have the land speech that the gods gave them, and all the sea creatures have like the sea speech that the gods gave them?
No, it's much more like the humans have a language, the goblins have their language. Yeah. Okay.
Is there like a broadly used sea speech? I think part of the reason that I want this guy to be like very water aspected is like somebody, like, there was a little bit of a mistake in creating this person. They have just like a little bit of sea blood in them, like some sort of sea creature. And I was going to give them sea speech of some kind to signify
that. You want to be like part sea elf?
Sea elf? Are Nagas a thing?
Nagas are a thing. There's freshwater and saltwater Nagas.
What's like a common sentient water creature? Because that's that's probably the most likely thing that he was mixed with. Is
what are
the
those fish guys called?
Sahagwins,
Hardcore Heroes.
You guys got it wrong. Sean's the amphibian.
You could do Sahagwin, you could do mermaid, you could do sea elf, you could do Hako.
What were the weird fish guys from Hardcore Heroes that attacked
Sahagwin,
Shybrook?
right?
No, that's not what they were called, is it?
I don't know. There's a bunch of weird fish dudes.
Oh, bullywugs.
Bullywugs, yeah. There you go.
You want to be part bullywug?
No. I think it's pretty minor, right? Like he might have some like patches of scales on his arms or something, but it's very minor. Like he's got 1/64.
There's nothing minor about patches of scales.
Thank you.
Well, he doesn't have like human in form, right? He's got like 1/64 sea blood.
You could also be a Triton, right? Triton.
You worship the great god underneath the ocean that sleeps for eternity and will one day awake and destroy the entire world.
Are we going to Cthulhu now?
Yeah, do it.
I think then you can trade spells with me. I think then we're just fine, you know? Eternal horror? Oh yeah, we can both learn.
I think we would get. I think I might get along with the Eldritch Horror, but I don't know if I worship it. Yeah. What was that one thing that you mentioned? Triton.
Tritons, yeah.
Take a look.
They're
Yeah,
more human than the elves, right? They're not.
Yeah, probably sea elves
elvish.
or maybe the Tritons. Mermaid
Base
looked good
45, 13 strength. Interesting.
As long as I have everyone's attention, at the bottom of the screen, there's like your name and like a little color box next to it. And the color you pick in that box is the default color that you use in Roll20. So if I pick green and I draw a line, the line shows up as green, right? That color also will change the background color on the dice that you roll. So if everyone wants to pick a color different from everyone else's, it'll be easier to identify dice side.
Sure. There you go.
I will pick a purple color.
Can I roll for handedness?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I want to do that too.
Give us a D10 for handedness. Brian, you are right.
Oh, is it 10 for left?
10 is ambidextrous, 9 is left.
Whoops. Okay, I'm left.
Or left?
I think I accidentally.
I'm gonna be
deleted the
smudging that
token.
ink real good.
I messed up. I think I deleted the token.
You did.
I drew a line to see what my color looked like, and then I tried to delete it.
Why
I think
does
my box took the
Greg
token.
have DM privileges?
The token can be controlled by
What's going on
everyone.
here?
We see light based on the token, so we
Oh,
must
yeah.
have control of it. Of some
I didn't see anything anymore.
Well, because
I
you
know
deleted
because
the token.
Greg
it's my
deleted it.
fault. It's
Okay.
my fault. I fucked up.
The light is gone.
Greg, destroying
I
the
know,
universe
I
over and
know, I'm
over again.
sorry. It's what I'm good at.
10.
Who's
oh,
making this
9
big
is
red
left.
line?
Is
9 is
9
left.
left-handed?
Nine is left.
We're both left-handed. Look at us.
Ooh.
Ooh.
The
That's the
evil
mark, that's the
Cthulhu
mark of the
worshippers.
spellcaster at this day and age. Only the weirdo left-handers become spellcasters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you are the two main literate people in the area, you could create script that goes from right to left if that suits your
Ooh.
style.
Yes,
How
absolutely.
annoying. How unfortunate. Like the only two fuckers who can read and write happen to be left-handed. So everything gets written in a left-handed style.
Yes.
Isn't that
absolutely.
why everything is right-handed style?
Yeah, but most people are right-handed still in this world.
Yeah.
Yet all the books will be written from a left-handed perspective because of these
Yeah.
two idiots.
Yeah, but like who cares? You can still read from right to left or left to right.
Yeah,
It
but it just
doesn't
means
affect-
most people when they write will be smudging ink.
Just
Yes.
right from top
Perfect.
to bottom, then it doesn't matter.
True.
We could do that.
Yeah.
I'm cool with any direction of writing, but I really like the idea of not doing right to left or left to right now, just to screw with the right-handers.
God. Doing Nick, huh?
Oh,
You did it!
no, I've
You
deleted
did
the
it!
token. I'm
Top
still
right to bottom
That's
left.
I was trying to delete the line that I was drawing.
That's what happened to me too. I had the same mistake.
Happened to the best of
At
us.
least it wasn't just me this time.
Yeah. I had no idea that clerics can get 9 spell slots at each level when they level up. Like
9?
wizards are capped at 4, but a 20th level priest gets 9 level 1, 2, and 3 slots.
Oh yeah, if you have enough wisdom.
No, like if you just like a level 20 priest has 9 level 1, 9 level 2, 9
Oh, really?
level 3, 8 level 4, 7
Huh.
level 5. Yeah.
I guess I don't look at that because nobody ever gets past like 10th level in Neal games.
Yeah, true.
The wizards never get more than 5.
Don't think so.
I guess wizards have 2 extra spell levels.
Yes.
Right. So a cleric, instead of getting 8th and 9th level spells, they get more cure light.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, you also get the bonus spells. So a cleric
Yeah.
could have up to I
Yeah.
think 13 first level spells per day.
If they've got like 19 wisdom or 25 wisdom or something.
I think it's 18 or
Yeah.
something like that.
So I'll never be able to cast level 6 spells.
Why
You
not?
can always up your wisdom.
If I can up my wisdom, I could, yeah.
Does wisdom?
Might-
Why would wisdom limit your max spell level?
It
Yeah,
does.
it does. You need
Where
to
does it
be
say that?
You
17
can
wisdom.
only, I think you need 17 for 6th level and 18 for 7th level.
True.
Is this just not a Neal's sheet or something?
It's on the default character sheet. I don't know if it's in the Neal sheet.
Oh yeah, there we go. There's a little asterisk on the chart.
Yeah.
6th level spells unusable by priests with usable only by priests with 17 or greater wisdom.
I
But
think
that
it's
won't
in.
be a problem until you hit 11th level.
Yeah, like Van Helsing is going to need to get +1 wisdom before he can do 7th level spells. But it's like by the time he can cast 7th level spells, he'll probably be old enough for that +1 wisdom.
Yeah.
No, it's true, yeah. Oh, maybe I should start as old. Can I get a bonus to wisdom if I'm old now?
Don't worry, Neal will make you old anyways.
I
Are there
true.
people old?
suppose. Yeah, I mean, there are children, there are elderly, there's a whole range of life that's created. There's even
What a
brothers
dick
and
move.
fucking
You're a
sisters.
god and you create somebody, you give somebody life, and they're just like an 80-year-old man.
They've got no life experience, so they're an 80-year-old body with no extra knowledge than the
They're
1-year-old.
sickly and frail and on their way
And
out.
they could do all the things, right? Because they have all the options and all the abilities, but they're just lying in bed because they're just hurting and old. Oh, lovely. Good.
I mean, maybe
I'm an expert woodworker, but I can't make it out of here.
I don't think
Neal, it
people
could
are
just be a world
born.
where nobody's over 25, right?
No one's being created and like you're at the end of your life, you've got cancer and you're dying. Enjoy your last 3 days of misery. It's not quite like that, but like this person's elderly. They're in their 60s, but they're still fairly healthy, and we've just created them. And
I'm telling you, their second day of creation and somebody trips over something and accidentally dies. You know, these things happen all the time.
they do. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I could trade 1 strength and con for +1 2nd level spell. Seems not worth it.
What proficiencies are we allowed?
Do you
What,
want
the
ancient
usual.
history?
what system are we using to determine them? Are we using by the book equipment, or are we using your equipment lists?
We
roll-
can.
Does money exist?
Does money exist? Does anyone have
Money.
a concept of property ownership? Do
Yes.
we have an economy?
Yes to all the things. You have all those
Okay.
things. You can roll for money. You should. You can use it to outfit yourself with gear, and then whatever you have left over is just coins in a purse. But like, you didn't buy these things. Your god was just like, here you go. Here's weapons and armor and money. Enjoy.
What economic system did the gods create for us?
They created a mercantile system of,
Okay.
money as in a medium
What's on the
for exchanging
coins?
goods and
Is
services.
Malchus on all the coins?
Various gods are on all the coins.
Actually, probably Quantarius or something.
It's just different gods are on the different sides of the coins.
Well, now we know why the world stuck with this shitty copper economy, because it was gifted to them by the gods, and so you could never ever get rid of that, because that would be heresy.
It's what you were born with. It's the only thing you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Copper.
So
Okay, so
multi-class, you get the
mercantilism
best, right?
is
Oh.
the best
God.
economic system.
Okay,
It
when I
cannot
said
be questioned or changed.
when I said mercantilism, I don't actually know the like textbook definition of the mercantile system, so don't try and pull that. I just mean like people use
No,
money
I'm
as a
just
means
pointing
of
out to the
trading.
fact, right? If God comes down and says you will be a free market capitalist, then that is what you will be, because God said so. And so that is the system that exists, and like
Yes.
there's no questioning it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure one day someone will question it, and maybe your characters will question it one
Maybe,
day,
but not our characters, because our characters just got made.
right today, right now. You're
Maybe
probably
like
not
2,000
rethinking
years from now.
economics.
But
Yeah.
it would be a little bit different if people didn't create an economic system and the gods said, no, this is what it is.
There you go. Yeah. And then we'll just see how well you all stick with it or change it, or we'll. I will want to see what you guys do with sort of a blank slate and the world that you guys end
But
up
it's
creating.
not
and
a blank
influencing.
slate. What
It's
I'm
not
pointing out
fully
is
blank,
it's very
yes.
specifically not a blank slate, because the gods came down and said, this system you have, I have implanted this knowledge in you. This is how the world works. Right?
Yeah.
That is the world that we're playing.
But
in.
it's more of like, here's how you can start, and then you can go where you want from here, right? It's not like you must adhere to this for all time. It's more of like, here is your starting equipment, including a functioning economy. Go have fun. There's very little reason to counter the economy and try and change it. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to be born and then immediately be like, hold on, the way we do money is weird. Let's change this, everybody.
But it's not that, hey, the way we do money is weird. The way we... Okay, I don't care. I fundamentally disagree with your reading of your world that you've created. However, we'll play in it.
I do not mind the disagreement. I look forward to seeing how it develops.
So are we using your economics spreadsheets or books?
Why don't we use mine? It's mostly the same as the book. If there's something from the book that you would like to pull over, we can probably do it. They're probably 90% the same in most situations anyway.
Your breastplate's way more expensive.
That's true.
Oh, it is actually better.
Yeah. Did you roll for money? Was that 5d4 for you?
Yeah.
110 gold.
Okay. Question.
Yes.
Would you rather play with this character who's very enthralled with the way the world works? Oh, lovely. This will be fun. Or the character who's like, Gruffer, this is me. I am a fighter and a lover of beauty and art.
I mean, if you're asking
Number
me, I
two.
could tell you which one I prefer.
Yeah.
I think it's unanimous that we want the second one.
Yeah, the second one, please.
So that works.
Neal, explain to me shields. I see two shields, and one of them's really heavy. And then how does taking a shield proficiency work on top of that?
Right, so we don't have to use the heavy Aspa shields. We can use the shields from the player's handbook and combat
What's the
tactics if
difference?
you'd like. Aspa shield is 16 pounds, AC 2. I think the player's handbook and combat and tactics have like buckler, small, medium, and large.
Yes.
Something.
And they're all AC 1.
I'd like to
Unless you
make
take
a
a proficiency
small
with them, in
change
which
to
case the shields
my-
become AC 1, 2, and 3, depending on what shield
Right.
size you got.
Right.
So what are we doing?
The medium shield seems best, right? It gives you 3 AC, and it weighs 7 pounds if you're proficient with it.
Sure.
Yes. I think the benefit of the medium shield, or the small shield, was that Neal and I ruled that you could do spell casting with it equipped. Like I went for a small shield because the medium shield took up one of my arms, whereas we decided the small shield was fine. You could still do like hand gestures with it.
I think that has been since retconned. Casting spells with a buckler.
Yeah, I think that we were reading some spells
Buckler
more
seems
recently.
totally fine. What spells you need a number of hands equal to the number of components.
Right.
So if it's just got a somatic component, you need 1 hand free. If it's got somatic and material, you need both hands free.
Mhm.
If it's got verbal, you don't need any hands.
Right.
Oh, so we're not doing the cleric spell casting, which because clerics are just they need 1 free hand basically.
I think it's
one
all
for
the
somatic
same.
and 1 for material if they both have that. So a spell with somatic and material components will require 2 hands. A spell with just material will require 1. With somatic
Seems
will
like a
just require
buckler
1.
though doesn't take up your hand, does it?
But a
does it
buckler
only
is
take up your
held
hand?
in your hand. You still
So
hold a
not
buckler.
necessarily. A
with
lot
your
of bucklers
fist.
are strapped to the arm.
You can
specifically.
there.
Right,
So
like
we'll have to
up
talk
here,
about
yeah.
this. You'll have to go with the either handheld or the strap to your arm. The shield you hold your hand, you can discard instantly and immediately. The shield strapped to your arm will take a round to put on and put off. So like, there's going to be a significant trade-off there.
Does it matter? Like the whole point of like, there were shields specifically made for you to be able to use a bow with them, right? They were strapped to your arm and meant to be like essentially not in the way. That's what certain bucklers are for. The reason you would have handheld bucklers is because they were usually better for. They were easier to parry with. Essentially, they were easier to use in a defensive stance.
Were there bows that were you used with shields that you used with bows? I'm unfamiliar with this
Very
technology.
small arm plates, essentially, but they were effectively like bucklers.
Okay. So yeah, but then it's again strapped to your arm. It'll take a round to put on or off.
Yes, it's just that it is a thing where they can be not encumbering your hand. Is I guess what I'm getting at.
Yeah, sure. So if you want to do a small shield that you tie to your arm, that is legit as well.
I think medium shield is the most sensible, right? 'Cause that's
Not related to melee combat. Yeah, probably not related to melee combat.
And what style of shield would you like, Ryan? You want a round shield, a tower, like a kite shield?
Oh.
What would you like to look like?
I don't know.
That's fine. We'll
I think
figure
it's
it out.
round, but maybe it'll be. I don't know.
Here in Twitch chat is a list of shield styles and types.
Twitch chat.
Oh,
Oh, Neal, is this a relatively warm climate?
Yes.
Are we
Warm
near
and
the
dry.
sea?
There is sea. You know that it is beyond the mountains to the north. I mean, you're on an island, so like there's
Right.
ocean nearby.
Okay,
so you're in a
Tri-
valley.
I was
so
just looking
kinda
at the
far from
book,
it.
and Tritons primarily inhabit warmer waters, so it would make sense for Tritons to be like in this general area, right?
Notes, yeah.
Okay, that's probably what we can do for. So he speaks Triton.
I'd like to make a small change in my character's attributes here.
Totally.
I'd like to swap the 15 charisma and the 13 willpower.
Okay. It is so.
Okay.
is an Aspis a tower shield mechanically, or how?
The Aspis shields that we've been using have just been basically heavy medium shields.
Mhm.
What are you wanting to do?
I'm just trying to figure out how much my shield weighs, and
Yeah, so you can use the Aspis or you can use the one from the Combat and Tactics. I think the one from the Combat and Tactics is going to weigh less for you.
well, but yeah, what happens if I put a proficiency slot into it?
Armor.
I can't remember. Are the negative check modifiers the good modifiers in default 2e
Depends on what you were talking about.
Oh, that's a good point.
for proficiency checks?
No, negative. If you're looking
Because
at
you wanted low in that, didn't you?
no,
You want as
'cause-
high as possible without going over your number.
Which means that the negative is good.
No, the negative
No.
is still bad.
the negative is subtracted from your target number, not
Yeah.
from
Oh, okay.
By the bucks.
So
But we invert that. We just roll a d20 plus. Your
yeah, so
modifier.
it makes sense. So plus is good, minus is bad. Gotcha.
Yeah. Medium shield gives you an AC bonus of 1 if you have a shield proficiency or shield specialization. It gives an AC bonus of 3. Yeah.
So that's just straight up better than your Aspis shield.
Yeah, I guess maybe I was considering my Aspis shield to be like a body or a tower shield. Maybe it can be used against more foes or something. But I think actually just... Because I based my Aspis shield on the Greek hoplite Aspis shields, and they were fucking heavy. But they also had fairly light physical armor. You know, they only had like the breastplate and the greaves and the leather skirt. So I guess if you're going to be wearing heavier armor, it makes sense that you have like maybe a lighter shield.
I'm not. I would have loved to start with the breastplate, but they cost 350 gold in your
my
economics sheet.
Yeah.
Bring the
lot.
breastplate stretcher.
What's the AC? I think I'm just going to use the Combat and Tactics medium shield stats just because it has rules for specializing in that.
Yep, do it. It weighs 7 pounds, costs 7 gold.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Any other characters that need work or attention or sharing?
What are the basic numbers of points that you get for non-weapon proficiencies?
I'll tell you now. Hold on.
Oh, proficiency. Never mind, I found it. I found it. Proficiency slots. So I get 4. Yeah.
1 weapon and 4 non-weapon. Yeah.
John, are you a specialist?
He's an elementalist.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Yes, I'm a water
That's
elementalist.
Okay.
It is
That's-
it's a special specialty.
Yes, it is. It's from like the Tome of Matt. Basically, it's I think better than the normal specialist, kind of.
I think so.
Yeah. We didn't mention this but Old Mighty, I think, posted in the Discord. You also get to add 1d4 to your casting level once per day to a
that's
water
cool.
spell.
That makes me better. I was gonna say
Well,
I'm actually
not at
strictly
level-
worse since I went water elementalist.
Yeah, it's not very good for 1d4 levels higher on your metamorphosed liquids, but once you're
But maybe
casting,
once
like
I get
Ice
Ice Storm or something, yeah.
Or you can invent some cool water spell.
I could invent Ice Spike or something at a low level.
Okay, so being an elementalist is your specialty.
Yes.
Do you? Okay. Right.
Are you?
Are you
Are you-
opposed schools? Then is it like fire? Is your opposed or
Yes,
whatever?
I just can't do any fire spells.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have a good time together. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I've flipped the tables entirely now that
Okay,
we don't have
okay.
a person made out of wood in the party. I don't need fire anymore.
Are you playing
okay.
with a treant or something?
Yeah,
she was a
we had.
Spriggan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is a Spriggan not a kind of gnome? In
In
we've-
original 2E, I think it is. Yeah, but it's a 5E Skyrim Spriggan
okay.
made by Greg, TM. I actually need help. I'm
Yes.
totally. Okay, so my problem is, for some reason, I always thought there's like one opposed class, but turns out if you're an illusionist, there's like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
schools?
illusions, it's so
Is
fun.
that right?
Is an illusionist like less than great? Or no,
Yeah,
no, I'm
no.
thinking divination. Divination is the less than great one.
So the thing is, the suggested specializations for witches are enchantment, conjuration, necromancy, and enchantment is like illusion, right?
No,
No, enchantment.
illusion is a separate sphere.
Oh, okay. Then it's enchant. Wait, is illusionist even in
Enchantment
there?
is like enchantment is charms and then
Yeah, I know.
making magic items.
I just wanted to know if illusionist is even in there or not. Hold up.
Illusion is
Is this from the Wizard's
Illusion-
Handbook?
is
Yeah.
a oh yeah, illusion is rough.
It's got 3 opposed.
Illusion
instead of
has
2.
like super
Necromancy, invocation, evocation, and abjuration, and you do need 16 decks by the books.
So I would have to-
Yeah, she's a
We
witch.
can fudge it, like we can
We'll
make
fudge
like a
it, yeah.
make a witch.
It says the
If I-
most common one is enchantment, apparently.
What's
Where are you
school?
reading this?
There's the
complete
Wizard's Handbook has a
Wizard's
witch category.
Not like you get your spells from some evil patron. Is that what the kit is?
Yeah, we're
No,
not gonna.
no.
We're not gonna
We're
do
not
the
doing
kit
that.
exactly as it is because that's an extra planar thing we don't want to
Yeah.
deal with. So that doesn't matter too much. I just want to kind of stick to the feeling of it, I guess. I mean, I guess I could just say I'm a witch illusionist and fuck the rest. But
Well, but you don't need evocation, abjuration, or necromancy, right? Those are useless
are-
schools.
well,
Those are some of-
abjuration is kind of important, but otherwise, I don't know.
Evocation's like the best. Abjuration has the most
Blasting.
spells. Evocation
no,
has the most
alteration
power.
has the most spells.
Oh, okay.
Abjuration
Yeah,
has
but-
the least.
But
and so does
abjuration is
necromancy.
protection, right? Abjuration.
Abjuration and evocation are both very good schools.
Yeah.
Evocation's great. Abjuration's kind of meh.
Abjuration is like
also-
armor and stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
I run into problems here where I can't remember if this is a school spell from Dungeons and Dragons or the Elder Scrolls, and that's really starting to bother me.
Mm.
Okay.
Well, there are
I'm gonna
plenty of
look at
things
it, chat, and then see how I
available.
feel about that.
Yeah, there are plenty of things available in the illusionist area.
Oh,
It
you
says you
were-
have no bard school, so you could become any kind of specialist that you wanted.
And Enchanter has the exact same oppositions, except it doesn't have abjuration. Just slightly better.
You could do necromancy and save the lives of all these people that the gods pulled a dick move on and started at 80 years old.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wanted to go dark. I didn't want to go necromancer, you know? It's a rough start. We said 8 out of 10 serious, not 10 out of 10, so I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's still good spells that aren't. I mean, like Stone Skin's not abjuration, that's alteration. So there must be still some protection spells that you could get.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of shitty to make a really interesting non-combat wizard and be like, but I'm gonna make this as unpleasant to play as I possibly can. Like, I mean, if you're already like, I'm gonna specialize in illusion, that's already a drawback in itself for all the blasting. Okay, if it would be like, okay, illusion and opposed to it is evocation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly fine. But then no, let's slam the other two on top of it, because that's not
Yeah.
enough. That you can't cast a fireball. Nice.
Yeah. What other you could so if you look at the I believe spells and magic, they have a list of different types of specializations. Where there's like the school of effect and the school of philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to take a look at those. Is it Tome of Magic or Spells? I think it's Spells and Magic.
I'm not sure if I have oh, they have spells and magic. Okay.
Yeah. Are you in Purple Worm? Because that's the
No.
Wizards schools. Yes. So in the Spells and Magic book, they have the schools of magic with like philosophy and effect and thaumaturgy.
Mm-hmm.
So that might work too if you see something you like in there.
Ooh, how about shadow? That's nice.
Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Like a number of illusion spells dealing with the demiplane of shadow and shadow. Ooh, that is very witch-like.
Shadow magic. It's kind of a weird specialty. It basically just redoes the spell list, right? So you end up with shadow spells.
I want to make a new, like 2 new spell schools. I like. Ooh. I'm gonna look at enchantment spells and see if I like those.
Mm-hmm. What is in the School of Shadow spell list now? Shadow.
How's it going, Nick?
It's going all right.
Heard
I think
from
I'm
you in a little while.
Well, I've just been copying all the spells into the character sheet. Achieving
You're
some
copying
proficiencies.
all the Malchus spells?
Yeah. Well, not all
Oh
of them,
my
just the level
God.
1 ones, you know.
Right, but like that's a lot of spells.
There's only like 30.
30.
Yeah. There's quite a lot of spells in here. Wait, do I not see heal? Do I not have heal, Neal?
I don't know. I haven't.
I think in Neal's rules, only clerics of Martha have healing.
No, other people have it too, but you're right. There's no
Malchus may
cure
not.
light wounds. Perfect.
Well, hey, don't need secure light wounds and you've only got 1 HP.
Hey. Do you know what you're using for a weapon yet, Nick?
I'm going to use a flail because it's D6 plus 1. That's some broken
Nice.
shit right there.
I mean, sure.
I might have like a 3-headed flail or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that just a bit silly?
Yeah, I mean, it can be silly. We're only doing 8 out of 10. You can have a 3-headed flail.
Maybe not.
Has to be
Oh,
called
thank
Ghidorah,
you.
though.
I don't know about this, but yes, okay.
It's a Godzilla monster.
Oh, you love
have
Godzilla.
something in
I do.
between a dagger and a sword.
Short sword?
Short sword.
But a short sword's a short sword.
What about a long dagger?
Okay, so a short sword evokes a specific type of blade, right?
Sure.
It's a,
A Roman sword.
18-inch.
Honest. I think what you're asking about, Greg, is a rapier.
That's like long and pointy.
What about like a machete?
Aren't there multiple kinds of
Similar to
rapiers? There are like
machete, but,
short
like, made to
spike
kill.
rapiers, aren't there?
Like in a stock?
Stocks are the big two-handers.
What about a ninja toe? Isn't that a thing? I feel like that was a.
What are you looking for here, Greg? I assume when you said dagger, you wanted like a stabby sword.
I want a two-handed, like a big two-handed sword, and I want to talk
What?
about what that is. But then, like, that can only be used in certain ways, right? And so I want a smaller weapon in between, like to thrust or fight with in closer quarters.
What a kukri, is that a thing? It used to be in
kukri?
Neverwinter Nights.
Kukri?
Kukri.
I don't see that in Neal's stuff, right? He has
Neal's pretty limited
axes
though. I
and
think the way
bows
is
and
to
clubs.
reskin a
called?
short sword or something.
I mean, a kukri is
a
kind
knife,
of
right? That's like
Is
a
it?
hacking, slashing, stabbing knife. It's like a type of machete,
don't
right?
know.
It's the curved one.
yeah, it's
There's
like a
a-
curved machete. Yeah.
Yeah.
kukri. Yeah, it's like
Or-
it's kind of like a knife. Yeah. I
Or
was thinking-
a wakizashi, Greg, also works, which is like a short.
A
short sword.
wazikashi, right?
Oh.
Wakizashi
Wakizashi.
Wakizashi.
with a Z.
You wanted like an in between sword and knife, right?
Yes.
Hold on.
So mechanically, it'll probably be a form of short sword, but thematically and skin-wise, it could be like a gladius or any number of like short thrusting swords that are somewhere between a sword and a knife.
There's the mail breaker.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, right? Yeah, like a short
Yeah.
thrusting sword, but it's not like a short sword brings up a specific like image in your mind, right? And
Well,
so
what
I
about
was
like
thinking,
a Roman gladius? Is that too short sword
no,
for you?
right? Yeah, see, gladius is not what I'm really thinking about, right? It's
Hmm.
like smaller and more. Maybe it's not. Maybe I just don't know much about swords, which is really possible. But in my like head canon, it's bigger.
There are absolutely short thrusting swords meant for punching through armor.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
But like, I'm not necessarily like trying to dagger somebody. It's a little,
Yeah, if you want, pull out that Dark Souls terminology and do a mail breaker.
yeah, mail breaker. Kind of, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, like a Dark Souls-y mail
Yeah.
breaker thing. Yeah.
You could also do like a pull, like a hammer for that, right? You could do like a pick of some kind. Like warhammers would be turnable. You could turn them around and have like a pick side and a smashing side.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be another option if you wanted to still be like swinging. You could do that kind of thing, like a warhammer.
It's like I don't know. All right, I'm gonna look up the
Wakizashi.
Wakizashi is a Japanese. It's like a mini katana.
Yeah, but I think it's a slashing weapon. I think you punch through armor
Yep.
with that.
Correct.
Hold on, let me find. There's a very bizarre weapon that is kind of brutal. Let me find it really fast.
While you're looking that up, nobody has a character name yet, right?
No.
No, not yet.
Just
What are we
checking.
going for thematically? Are we doing ancient Greek names? Or are we doing, Brian and Cindy?
I hope it's not Brian and Cindy, but if you want, you can do it.
Neal, first of all, you're the last person to complain, okay? And secondly,
I'm the DM.
That's
Thank
fun
you
as
very
little
much.
Jimmy.
My opinion has weight.
Wait, aren't we all Ryan? Aren't we all supposed to be playing Ryan?
Yeah, that would be
that's
nice.
true. No, I just, for the general.
Right.
I know who I am.
I mean,
Do
if
we
one
want
of
to
you,
sound more mythical, or do we want to go for?
I kind of want someone to have a character named Ryan now.
This does nothing.
It should kind of be like weird and unusual names because it's so far in the past that it should seem different culturally.
Because Divan is all like Greek themed, right?
Yeah.
Brian, Gryan, Dryan, Fryan, and Ryan.
Are you sold on a thrusting weapon, Greg?
Kind of. I'm imagining. Okay, so this is what I'm imagining. Huge two-handed sword is my primary weapon. It's what I like carry around. It's oversized, but I have found the like
You just carry it on your shoulder, right?
a beauty of it. I'm imagining a little bit like Berserk, where it's like tied. It's not Berserk's blade big, but like tied to his back, like in a leather cord,
Mhm.
right? And then like if he needs it, then we like undo the leather cord, and now it's just free. And if I have to put it away, we have to like stop and tie the fucking thing
Right.
back up, right? And then like that is good, but sometimes like if somebody is face to face with you, you need something to like fight in really close quarters, and like
Okay.
a small, short, like type of stab, right?
Okay. Never mind on this idea then. Mailbreaker is my best suggestion then. The thing I was looking at for you is hold on. I'll put it in chat. I don't think this will work because I think it's more of like a swinging thing, but that's what I was looking at for like a thing to just punch through people.
Down.
I guess. Yeah. I maybe it is just a dagger. I'm just envisioning it being more than a little dagger, but maybe I'm just.
I mean, the Mailbreaker is kind of a short sword,
needy.
right? It's like a very short rapier.
Okay, so I'm gonna write proficient in Stabby McStabbington.
Love it.
So I have a 4th weapon proficiency slot, and so what is a like? I'm envisioning this guy as an appreciator of like art, inspiration, kind of like a kind of monkish in some ways, right? Who is also fighting, like because Malchus told him to go fight, and so he has this like large, oversized kind of sword that he wields with 2 hands, and he has like a almost like Zen way he fights with it, right? Like it's partially like it's stances and it's like mind, body, and soul, right, connected to it type of training. And he has this short thing mostly as a means of like protection, but I think he should be specialized in another weapon that is like in some way inspirational, or maybe beautiful is the wrong word, but like artistic. Like, is there does anything come to mind for that? Like an elegance to it. Yeah, that's a good word.
I'd say some kind of staff weapon, like a polearm or a quarterstaff or something like that.
Like a glaive.
Or
elegant.
just like some type of spear. Spears can be extraordinarily elegant, and you can do slashing and thrusting, and you can turn around
You
and
could
whack
be the
people with the back
Viper.
end.
Yeah, the guy from Game of Thrones. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Before he gets his head smashed.
I think I will start with a spear until I can find my long lost sword.
You have a long lost sword.
Well, I'm a fallen angel.
It's true. You must have a long lost sword somewhere.
Right, the gods gave me a magic flaming sword, but I seem to have misplaced it.
Easily done.
So, Greg, you're gonna do a primary weapon as a sword.
A 2-handed sword, yes.
And that'll do like D10 plus. I assume you're
You have
specialized, so
it-
D10 plus 2.
I'm taking specialization in 2-handed sword, so yeah. You have it listed as a D10 on your notes.
Yeah.
I don't think I want maybe I do. Do I want a glaive? It's a lot of stuff to carry around, right?
Right,
If you
like
have
having two
a
two-handed
polearm
weapons.
and yeah,
seems
that
unnecessary.
seems overloaded, and it's probably going to be more money than I can spend to like equip myself. I guess I could take the like
Armor is what gets expensive.
I think I could probably take the specialization or the proficiency in it and just not carry one.
Yeah. What about you, Sean? What is your weapon of choice?
It's probably going to be a sling.
Classic.
I'm a wizard, right? Do I have any other good options?
Staff,
Staff,
dagger.
I mean, I probably have a staff, right? So yeah, I guess I have a quarterstaff, but I don't think I'd use that in melee because otherwise, like if I'm going to be meleeing, it's going to be time for Fist of Stone.
God,
right?
7 HP, mate. It's time for you to. You're going to be meleeing from turn 1.
6 HP.
6
That's 6 HP, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have fighter written on my character sheet.
Yeah. Sling makes sense.
Yeah,
Anna Sophie?
I don't know if because slings are not much worse than crossbows and 2e, right? Like crossbows kind of suck.
Crossbows suck. Yeah, I think slings are possibly even better.
I think
got
the
better
damage is
range.
kind of the same, except if you want to get better damage with the crossbow, you have to do the one that fires like every other round or something.
Yeah.
So I think I might grab a bow. Does that seem... Does anyone else have ranged weapons?
Sling.
I guess we've got our sling.
Not me.
All right.
It makes sense that
You
you'll
like
also
to
have-
require 2 slots for bow, Neal?
Yes, I do.
And
But
is
you're
that just
multi-classing the
generic?
Fighter.
Yeah,
yes.
I have weapon slots.
Yeah.
Is that just a bow, or do I have to choose long versus short?
No, that covers all sins of bows.
Okay. The only advantage of a longbow here is range.
Yes, and
But
the
it cannot be fired
disadvantage
from horseback.
can't fire from
don't know
horseback,
if-
can't fire while crouched. You know, you need to be like standing up full and blah blah blah. You need room for it.
I still like how bows and 2e, like, they shoot harder, so they shoot further, but it doesn't change the damage. I love that.
Right.
I
yeah.
have a question for you, Neal. Are we allowed to dip into combat and tactics for fighting styles?
Absolutely.
Okay. So rather than another weapon, I want to spend my last proficiency on the two-handed fighting style.
Sweet.
It makes
it.
your two-handed weapon fast.
It makes me reduce the speed by 3, and I get an extra +1 to damage.
Damage?
To damage.
No, that's only if you use a not conventional two-handed weapon one-handed.
Oh, you were correct. Never mind.
So that's like
So
if you use a
but it
long
drops
sword
my-
two-handed, you get
it
+1
drops my
advantage.
weapon speed by 3, which is
Yeah.
very nice.
That's
What I will do.
Anna Sophie, do you know what you're using for a primary weapon?
Not particularly happy right now. I get my next weapon slot at like 6th level or something, right?
No, you're as a 5, as a wizard.
Or something like that. I don't know. I feel like double sling looks kind of ridiculous.
Both left-handed, both with the sling. Are you guys related? Could be siblings. That's allowed.
At least. I mean, I don't think siblings and handedness go. Does it go together? I don't think it does. Does it? Does
No.
anybody have a statistic, please? Okay.
No.
If I just want to throw daggers, how about that?
That's fine. Dagger. And you'll just
Is that
throw
just
'em.
dagger proficiency? And
That's
you
just
can
dagger
throw 'em
proficiency.
Yeah.
So do I get them for melee as well?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm taking dagger. That's all cool.
Love it. Love it. Okay. We've got stats, we've got primary weapons, we've got classes. Has everybody rolled for money?
No,
No.
I
have
didn't.
100 gold.
3 money rolls?
So I also checked for specialist stuff. If I go Enchanter, I can still do Illusionist, and I lose Invocation, Evocation, Necromancy. I'm a little sad about the Necromancy, but I think that's probably the best option I have out of the 3.
Perfect. An Enchantress Witch.
Why do you feel the need to go specialist?
I don't
Extra spell.
feel...
And we're already, I mean,
Generalist
you're already bordering on making up your own specialty or your custom class anyways. And it sounds like you're like relaxing stat requirements and stuff.
That's
So
true.
why
If I
not just
come out
go-
neat 16.
Why not just go all out custom class? Or just play a generalist and choose spells that are appropriate for your
I mean, I can
interests.
play a custom class if Neal's up for it.
Yeah, what do you have in mind? I'm open to ideas.
Have we established where your magic is coming from? Or
I don't think we
your
have.
approach to it? Like what makes you a witch?
Good question.
Well, it can't be something extra planar because we've already said that we don't want to do that, right? Now the thing is, what I'm not sure about, Neal, you haven't told us yet about Voraci's forces from the outside. I'm not sure if you want to keep that for the very first session, or what is that threat we are facing? Like,
You
how are
just-
they different from us? You know, is
They're
it like,
monsters.
oh, there's another village, or are they just monsters over there?
It's gonna be like monsters over there. Like Voraci in this part of the world got to create the monsters for the woods that lie to the west of you. And Malchus
Okay.
and some other people were working on the plains and the hills to the east of you. And this valley that connects these two different biomes was supposed to be neutral until Malchus came in and created a bunch of people here. So Voraci's forces will probably want to put a stop to you, And they're going to be like ogres and orcs and whatnots. I haven't exactly
But
decided what they
you
are.
haven't
But
stuck with like the Valley of Shadows kind of theme, like the dark, whatever place that is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
When we talked about it on Shit Chat, I was like, I think it was called a Shadowy Valley or something. Like,
Yeah,
a
some sort of
dark
darkened
place.
woods.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we just have normal woods with normal knolls. Yeah, is that okay? Well, okay. Since I don't have much to go off on, what I wanted to make was a wizard that is based on nightmares, and they use these nightmares to create, like, they fuel their own magic from the nightmares they have, right? And try to recreate them in the real world to like instill fear in their enemies, kind of like that, right? But this fear is also something that's not real, right? Because you pull it out from somewhere. I wanted to make a wizard for whom these fears are a very real thing. So if you look at the witch kit, for example, they get penalties. For example, you can play a witch who gets penalties when they fight at night, because that's when they're, like in my mind, I thought, okay, I'm gonna make somebody who has trouble because at night they have terrible, terrible nightmares. So fighting at night is really difficult because the nightmares are trying to keep them in their realm. So if you wake them up, they're gonna have a really tough time. And they use these nightmares to create magic, use the source, their nightmares, to create the magic in their enemies, which is like a sort of fear. But this fear is obviously not a real thing, right? Which is why I thought it might also be linked to illusions as well, because you're trying to recreate something where actually there is nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of in that spirit. I mean, I'm literally pulling this out of my ass. It's not like
No, but it sounds
actually
great.
Come down with an entire class for this or something,
But it sounds like you do want to be an illusionist. It's just unfortunate that you don't get access to all the spells you want.
Yeah, but it's also kind of yeah.
Well, if we want to do if you want to like cut some classes, we don't have to do it exactly by these rules or some spheres, right? If you want to do illusionist primary school, we can be flexible about what gets cut. And if you want to cut more spell schools, we can give you more side abilities.
Yeah, I think I would play it something like a illusionist specialist, okay? And then if there are spells that I think fit really well into my stuff, but I don't get access to it, I can try to find an in-game justification for it. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Can we do it like that?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. Yay. Goodbye, enchantment. Hello, illusionist.
Spell Dream is an illusion spell. And that lets you send nightmares and shit.
Like we've got some progress coming. Take a look at some character sheets here. See how it's coming.
There's literally just my stats on there. I have everything else written down on paper.
Perfect.
Written nothing down on paper. I think my character sheet's almost good to go.
Yeah, me too as well, I think.
Are you? No, this must be Nick. I got 1 HP. This must be Ryan. It has an actual name attached to it.
Oh,
I think so.
Ooh, I like it.
Okay.
Can I write that name down, or is it gonna change?
Sure.
What's
Call
the name,
me
Ryan?
Izual.
Zual. Nice.
The fallen angel.
Do you hunt
Pretty
whales
cool,
in your
man.
free time?
Did you really name your character B. Ryan? Hey, is that your name?
No. What are you
Ryan?
talking about?
Okay.
No, I'm waiting for the other, weird names to come up, and then I'll think about it. I might just end up playing Orion. So.
Maybe I was originally designed to serve the gods or to serve a separate god, and I disagreed with what was going on here in this valley. So I was cast out or left whatever celestial domain or whatever previous version of the world I was from.
Maybe you were some like summoned creature of Malchus to help him build this area, and then he like starts building in this valley, and you're like, I'm sorry, Verasi said this was supposed to be, and he's like, bitch, poof, now you're just a human.
Oh, I was more thinking that the gods were like, there's not supposed to be humans in this valley. You've got to go kill them all. And I was like, no, the humans need protection. They have as much right to live here as anything. They exist now, and they're our responsibility to care for.
That sounds great.
Oh.
Etiquette, tracking, and religion, right? 2, 2, 5. Good.
Did you take an etiquette proficiency?
Yes.
Nice.
Etiquette, tracking, and religion. I had to shell out extra for religion, so it was costing me things.
Oh, really? Is it really
Yeah,
worth
it
it?
turns out
I grabbed a
religion's
religion
only a
as well.
cleric. Only a cleric proficiency. Warriors get shit proficiencies.
They do.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to roll money, and preferably high, because I think the way I want to build this character out is going to be expensive. Remind me what warriors roll for money so I don't have to reopen my book.
5d4 times 10.
5d4 times 10.
Nick, have you been playing a bunch of Dota?
Oh, shoot. I need to do
No.
that in...
Why?
What?
Your character name is a hero name from Dota.
All right.
my
well,
God,
it's
What's
also
his character
like
name?
Abaddon.
Oh.
Oh, that's so cool,
mean, that's-
because I also have a character name from Dota.
it's not from Dota though. If anything, it's from
Yeah.
40k.
Well, they
Hold the
still
phone. No, that's like Greek mythology.
Yeah,
Abaddon is like
it's a classical
oh no, it's
Hebrew term.
biblical. Yeah.
Oh, I
Hebrew
didn't know
term,
that.
Does this not
Abaddon.
work? Did I screw something
Greek.
up?
Did I also
Apollyon.
pull my character name
Yeah.
from Dota then, just to really add to the experience?
Oh God. You better not be
But
techies.
it's from Warhammer, guys, not from...
No. I was thinking like the actual character name, not the title.
No, techies is a character name from Dota.
No. So most of the Dota heroes go by their title, right? Yeah. Like the Drow
sort of.
Ranger
In-
has a name, right? Her name is
Yeah.
Traxix.
Yeah.
Oh.
In the Warcraft 3 version of it, there was like a name and then a
Yeah.
hero type. And in porting to Dota 2, they've often shortened or abbreviated or avoided copyright
if you-
infringement by choosing the lesser of, or whichever
Or-
one is not trademarked.
Yes,
or-
they've changed certain characters, but yeah, they all do have names that you can see if you look at the lore. I was thinking going with the Lich's name since he's very ice focused.
I was mostly joking about a Dota-inspired campaign. What I kind of meant by it was it sounded like it was a lane with monsters spawning at one end periodically. And
I think we have to do it now. Look, that's fine. We just downgrade the seriousness from an 8 to a 7, and we're good to go.
Oh, so I should convert this to copper because you do terrible things to your economy.
My economy is wonderful
So I have
Why do you not do silver?
150,000.
because copper is the lowest.
It's not worth the discussion.
it's like copper is a dollar.
Copper's a
Like,
dollar. It's the
why don't you
lowest-
measure in $20 bills?
Sure, but like actual currencies that were
Copper
based
is
on
not a dollar.
yes,
Yeah, it is.
actual metal currencies were based on silver
making
for the most
it
part.
so you're equivalating it to a dollar for your
Yeah.
world, and that's fine. But it's not how it was meant to be used. Gold is an abstraction, copper is an abstraction, silver is an abstraction.
I mean, they're
This
all
discussion
abstractions.
isn't worth our
Currency is an
time.
abstraction. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're trying to fix it to something in the real world, which isn't worth doing. But that's
But
fine.
it's helpful. Like he's like, how much does a beer cost? Okay, 5 copper.
Yeah. It does help
How
to
much-
to improvise for me. It
Right,
makes
how
it
much is
easier
it?
for me to come up with answers to questions.
So 205,000.
It doesn't inherently make any less sense than using gold. It's just arbitrary, right? Whichever one is the
Except
baseline.
now we have to deal with like, oh yes, that will be 256 coppers. Like just tell me it's 2 gold. It's 2 gold.
2.56 golds.
Round it up. We'll just spare change at that point.
Sure. If someone says it's 256 copper, you can be like, here's 3 gold. I don't give a shit. Moving on with my day. Easy peasy. It'd be weird to
how does
say
it-
2 gold, 5 silver, 3 copper. That's just a mouthful.
It also becomes a problem when you're working with like, oh yes, we need 4,600 gold. It's like, oh shit, what is that in copper again?
What were we gonna say, Anna?
Can you exchange language proficiencies for other non-weapon proficiencies? Is that how it worked?
Yes.
Yep.
Is it exchanging or are they extra?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
They
They're
count
ex-
as
it's
non-weapon proficiencies.
Yeah, I mean, but do you also learn those languages, or is it trading the language slot? Is it either or?
I always thought you were trading.
Usually,
Yeah.
a language takes a proficiency slot.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. You can opt to use those for
Okay.
the extra proficiency.
are we doing literacy and like reading, writing separately or what?
Literacy
He
is
got-
reading and writing.
Neal got rid of reading, or Neal changed reading
Okay,
and writing
it's
to
one
literacy.
thing, yeah.
To literacy,
Okay, is
yeah.
common, and common is something we all speak, or does it cost
Yep.
us one proficiency?
That's the one you start with for freezies.
So common and 5 others.
You might start with more. I know some races do, some classes might. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think races might actually say.
Yeah, races start with like Elven and stuff like that if you would get it, or Dwarven
Yeah.
or whatever.
Speaking of, does anyone want to be distinctly non-human? I know we got a few people here touched by the divine. Did anyone
I
want
got
to
a
be
little
like,
bit of fish blood in me.
anyone want to be a dwarf or a gnome? Our gnomes don't have to rhyme here. They're very different species of gnomes on this island. Very different culture. No rhyming involved.
In fact, it's a cardinal sin to rhyme if you play.
Thou must never rhyme.
They're more like wandering tinkers who live in caravans and travel around in small family units doing like looking for something to fix or something to play with as a toy, and then they charge normal rates, but because they're so fucking small, they don't need very much to live. So, you know, they can charge someone a reasonable amount to fix something and then just live off that money for like 10 times as long.
So a breastplate costs 350 gold. That's crazy.
A lot of money.
It actually costs 35,000 copper.
350
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah, breastplate's not happening. As much as I wanted to be conjured into existence with a breastplate on.
There's no in between for that, is there? It's either you get a breastplate or you just don't fucking get metal.
There's chain mail.
Yeah, I've got a
That's
chain
mail,
chest
that's different.
and leather limbs. Seems the most efficient cost-wise.
It is, definitely.
Yeah.
Heavy armor for your core, light little bits of leather for your limbs.
Yeah. Is there anything else I need to do? I kind of feel like I'm done.
You might be done.
I mean, I haven't got any
Oh.
like sort of secondary gear. What kind of? I mean, we've just been conjured into existence. I feel like we just have the clothes we're wearing and our weapons.
You may want
Yeah.
rations and stuff eventually, but
I mean, we can pick them up though when we start if we're going out.
Yeah.
Is this to? I've got my skills right: religion, butchery, anatomy, first aid, healing, torturing, and literacy.
What a nice
Slip
guy.
that penultimate one in there.
Yeah, just a little bit. Well, I was going to say swimming instead, but then I thought
Why not just swim in
Yeah.
blood?
if you're going to be named after the god of despair or the angel of despair or something, then
Nice.
why not torture some guys?
Why not?
I'm imagining like killing an ogre and then using butchery anatomy to like withdraw his small intestine and then like make a big fucking Malchus spiral out of his intestines like at the entrance to the forest or something like that so they all know to stay away.
I
oh
love
my
it.
god.
All right, Ryan. The mortals actually might need more of your help than I initially thought to stay on the
Maybe
right
I'm here
track.
to smite them.
So, okay, this is how I envision this character. Tell me if I can equip this reasonably. I'm imagining he carries a sword and he fights with two hands and largely faces one direction. And so I'm thinking a single bracer, right, on his forward arm. Nothing on this arm, right, but a bracer. Like greaves, but more like not like a full greave, but more like shin guards essentially because they're exposed, and a metal plate, right? Like I was imagining a breastplate. The metal plate sits over his chest, but not his arms, so that they're free to move. right? And so the things that, and over the top of this, some kind of like cloak-like vest, right? Something, I don't know.
Yeah, you're describing hoplite
Something
armor.
like a Hayori. And that's it, right? Like not conjoined metal pieces, just like
Yeah, this is classic hoplite armor from the Greeks. The Combat and Tactics actually has exactly what you're talking about as something that you can buy for 160 gold pieces.
Bargain.
Gives you AC bonus of 5, weighs 40 pounds.
Yes. Okay. You don't have hoplite armor in your equipment. You have
We
chain,
make it up.
Chain,
Yeah.
chain, plate.
Yeah. If we were gonna
Yeah,
do it from my
I
gear, it'd
essentially
be
want this, right? I want that metal piece that they have, right, on their chest, and then like the shin guards, essentially. Yeah. I'm imagining less like cape and shield, and more like flowing like Hayori or something.
yeah. So the way that we would do it with my armor system is you'd take a breastplate and you'd use leather limbs, and we could just reclassify them as like, instead of being
Okay, so
leather
the
limbs,
answer
it'd
is
be-
no, I can't do that because the breastplate costs all of the money in the entire world.
Or we can take the hoplite armor from the Combat and Tactics, which is still 160 GP, and it has 1 lower AC.
There's the breastplate is 80 gold and 4 AC in Combat and Tactics. The back and breast.
Mm-hmm.
It weighs the same, costs way less, and only gives 4 AC. We could also reskin his chain into like whatever he's got.
Yeah, we could reskin chainmail as like the chain chest as sort of like a looser fitting breastplate that does has a little bit more exposure, that maybe doesn't have the metal all the way over the top, but has like
or
leather
just the
straps
front,
over the top.
maybe no back of the breastplate.
Mm-hmm. Or a front and a back with like exposed sides and shoulders. That could work. And then you could like upgrade it into full plate, or like a better breastplate a little bit down the road.
Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like no. All right. So hardened leather. Do you have hard leather? It's just all leather.
We just call
it's
it
all
leather.
all the way down.
Yeah. Boiled leather, hardened leather, whatever.
I'm gonna have no AC. I'm just gonna die. All right. This is.
What's so wrong with doing chain?
It's
Got more
just
money than anyone,
wrong.
actually.
It's just wrong.
It's just wrong.
I don't know. You don't wear.
Yeah, I mean, historically, you don't really just wear chainmail, right?
chainmail,
But-
right, and you wouldn't wear like a shirt of chain around.
I mean,
You
yeah,
wouldn't
would,
wear
but typically you
armor
would have
around.
chain. Typically, you would wear chain and put plates over it, right?
Or just like a thick gambeson.
Yeah.
It,
Which I
typically,
think
you
is
don't wear armor, right? You would only wear armor if you're about to go into a battle, or if you are a soldier.
Yeah,
who
but that
is
doesn't
on
work in
some
Dungeons and
sort of guard
Dragons
duty.
because armor
Yeah.
is everything in D&D.
Right. So if you're going to be wearing armor all the time, you're going to be breaking normal rules of wearing, like historical social rules of wearing armor anyway. So
It's just wrong. Think of the aesthetics. I don't know. I don't know why chain bothers me so much. It really does, though. It just
With you.
seems.
I feel you
seems
on this, Greg.
incorrect. It just seems incorrect to be like, all right, I have a bracer and these like
then let's
limb
replace
things on, and then I have a like dress of interlinking thing. It just like
Well, then
I don't know.
forget my armor system and grab shit from the Combat and Tactics and the player's handbook. Let's do what is fun and interesting. rather
Honestly,
than-
would you be open to the idea of just like using the stats but being fluid with what the actual armor is?
Totally, yeah. Because I designed the system with leather, chain, and plate to be sort of like a light, medium, heavy, and you can sort of mix and match between. But you could reskin chain as banded mail or splint mail or, I don't know, tube top mail or whatever you need to make you work, man.
Just call it medium armor, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then think of it however you want.
The things that's important to me is the mechanics of cost and weight to AC. And then the skin of it can come in any flavor we want.
Okay. All right, that sounds good.
Any other questions? Any other... Oh, so here. We've got a Nyx, an Izul, and an Abaddon.
Are we really just naming our character after Dota heroes?
Here we are.
I'll be.
Is it
7 out of 10. 7
Is
out
it
of
not?
10.
Is it not Abaddon? Have I been saying that wrong my
Abaddon.
entire life?
I would say
believe it's Abaddon.
Abaddon, yeah.
All pop culture uses Abaddon. I don't know if like
I mean, I don't
we
know.
also
Yeah, I
we
hear
also
people
say
s-
Hercules instead of Heracles. So
Fair
Is somebody
enough.
naming their character Nick? Did I hear that?
Yep.
Nyx.
Nyx,
Right, and
NYX.
NYX.
Oh.
Nyx.
That wouldn't get confusing. Okay.
Is it? I mean, that's
So
what
there's a
it is.
Nyx,
Gotta
there's a
live with it.
Ryan, there's another Ryan.
Nyx is also the Greek goddess of the night, by the way. Just so you know.
fitting.
Ooh.
Nice.
Fucking Dota stealing our names.
Yeah. Dota.
That's the way it
Who plays
goes.
Dota?
Well, I mean, to be fair, Abaddon, as I guess it's pronounced, is a Hebrew term, right? It's from like the Bible.
Yeah, it might be Greek before that.
No, Hebrew's
Greek pre-
far predated.
It's from Warhammer 40k, guys. Let me search Philistines.
I have one proficiency related question. What are we doing with the proficiencies that are based on perception?
Oh, you just
There
replace
shouldn't
with
be
whatever
any.
is appropriate.
There is
Yeah,
though.
there is.
There is
there's-
though.
Neal,
like
that's
pulling
Neal's
from my-
bastardization.
My
I mean, yeah,
bastardization.
but we're taking
Which
years
one?
on weapon proficiencies, right?
Which
Direction
bastardization?
sense,
Oh.
Tracking,
Which unwanted child?
tracking as well.
reading
Yes.
lips.
Reading lips, but I don't think I can.
Tracking should be wisdom. by
Tracking
the
should be
books.
wisdom. Yeah.
How many trackers do we have? Isn't it take like it takes a lot of proficiency slots, and unless you're a ranger, by the books you suck at it. Have you rewritten? Have
I
you
think I
redone that, Neal?
rewrote tracking to not have like the -10 unless you're a ranger penalty.
Yeah.
So technically, it's a warrior proficiency now.
Yep.
Um,
It's 2 slots, even as a warrior. It's expensive.
What does?
Track it.
Oh yeah,
well, I've got healing, so that's all good.
I have herbalism, so that'll help too for that.
Nice.
Do you
I
wait,
have.
Nick?
Um,
Do
I
we
got
have a
first aid.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah, I've
first
got
aid.
first. I've got
Okay,
that.
we
as
got
well.
all our healing bases covered.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna cross out first aid. I don't need that.
And then so I could base myself off the Lich and be named Ethriane, or I could base myself off the Invoker and be named Carl.
No! Oh my god! Carl!
That's right, Carl the Invoker.
Well, originally he was Kale in Dota All Stars, right? But that's like a
Jesus.
Warcraft character, so they had to rename him, so it was Carl.
You have a dead mom, right?
Probably not. I was created.
Maybe, possibly. Okay.
Those of you that
Um,
were created can choose if you have a created family with you or if you were created as the first of your line. Totally
I think I
your
have a
call.
butler was created with me.
We're all over here playing regular Dungeons and Dragons, and Sean is on this next level, being like, "The gods gave me a butler."
Sean, do you have what is it? The spellcraft proficiency?
Yes, I do.
I don't need that because my spells don't work like that. So. Bye.
Yeah, I
I
think
could just
spellcraft
speak.
works a
I
lot
think I
for
could
the,
just
like-
speak 3 languages.
I do think the Invoker's a better fit than the Lich, but I don't think Carl is a good choice.
What about Kale?
I could just go with Kale. Yeah, could do that.
Just go with Kale.
Yeah, let's do it.
Kayl.
K-E-E-L.
No, like the-
It's
like
like
the
Kale
vegetable.
Toss from
Okay.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
the K-A-L-E.
Here is the song.
K-A-E-L?
I only know
the bad one.
K-A-E-L? Did I get that right?
K-A-E-L. Oh my god, yes,
Right,
that one.
Perfect. Mwah, love
Easy
it.
name.
Easy to spell.
Right?
Do we have any swimmers? Any swimmers? Nope. Okay.
I have
Nobody's-
swimming.
You
That's
should,
kind of
you should probably
individual.
have swimming as well, Sean.
I do have
You
swimming.
have a s-
I had 11 proficiency slots, so you can bet I took some stuff.
How did you get 11? What?
The bonus languages gave me. I
Intelligence.
had 7 of them, so
How many base do we have? I feel like I've
4 for
written
wizards,
down
so 7
So you
plus
okay.
4. I had 11 to work with.
Fine.
And oh boy, did I make use of that.
Neal, can you suggest me a good language that's going to be useful?
If I wanted to buy Akuma prayer beads, what would those cost?
What did you want to buy?
Are
they
you
holy
familiar with
symbols?
the character Akuma?
No, what's Akuma?
Oh, okay. I
show
thought that
you
was like a
Fighter,
real
isn't it?
thing for
Fighter.
a second.
Let me show you a picture.
Oh,
Cool
he's
guy.
a Street Fighter dude.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
prayer beads are.
What if I want big ass prayer beads like that?
Like big ass around my neck prayer beads?
Yeah, like
All right, you
like
spawn with them,
Akuma
that's
style prayer beads, huh?
Yeah, you can just spawn with them.
I don't have to buy them.
No, that's legit. There was another question. Anna Sophie? Was that you?
It was me.
What did you
What
asking?
did I ask?
Yes.
I can't remember.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I
Rainbow.
wanted you to suggest a language for me. Sorry.
Ah, a
Something
language.
that's useful. Yes, and don't be
Ogre.
like, oh,
Oh,
that's the useful one.
How much do you think
I
they
stand by that.
cost? Or I mean, how much do you
Ogres?
think
Boy.
they weigh?
Yeah, I'm more worried about the fact that you're saying that's going to be useful, and
they're going to be our primary enemy, I think is what he's saying. They are the
Right.
chosen of Verossi. Where do elves fit in with this cosmology? Were they created at the same time as humans, or are they,
So
or do they predate humans? Are they?
the gods are sort of making their way across the world creating things. So you guys were just created in this section of the world, but it's possible that like to the east or to the west or somewhere not in this valley, people have been around for a little bit longer, maybe like a couple of months, maybe even a few years.
There's no like previous rendition of the previous universe was the previous world, or previous world was the demon world, and the world before that was the dragon world or something like that.
Yes, this is the third world.
Were elves created in the third world? They weren't.
Yes, they are third world creations.
Okay.
Does this mean that the winter gods are not dead yet?
There are no winter gods. There never have been winter gods.
It means that he already killed them. Yes.
No, they were killed in the War of Creation, weren't they? Or some
There
shit
were
like that?
never any winter gods. They've never existed.
Oh,
It's
no.
all a lie.
I don't know, Neal.
Don't believe a word he says.
Yeah, I don't
Yep.
believe that.
You know, if we keep saying it, eventually it'll have to be true.
Yeah, I know. I want to change my god to one of the winter gods, Neal.
What's its name?
Ice.
Cool. Remove all your
snow.
spell slots, please.
Snowflake, the winter god Snowflake.
Snowflake. Yeah, right. I don't think there's anything else I need. I can only get 2 weapon proficiencies, so shield, spec, and a flail. So I don't need any sort of second weapons.
Use a wish spell to make the winter gods real. Oh, Neal, one of these days you're going to give out a wish in one of your games, and it's
No,
going to be.
We've
it's gonna
got
be a
one in Tombs
disaster
of
for your
Scoria.
cosmology.
Sean, we've got one in Tombs of Scoria. I did think about just nuking the whole campaign and using it to resurrect Malachi and just piecing out. Going back to hardcore heroes.
Thanks for inviting me, guys. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Just wish the winter gods into existence, man. Do it.
Yeah.
You got to balance the cosmology.
Would it even make sense in a setting like this to have an alchemist? Or is it too advanced science to figure out at this early stage?
That's legit. I don't mind alchemy. Are you gonna go with an alchemist class?
I mean, I'm currently reading about acid grenades, so I don't know.
I think it makes sense for a witch to be good at alchemy.
Hey, I can manufacture the acid that you use for the acid grenades.
Does anyone have a tinderbox or a means of making fire?
I am the bringer of fire.
I thought you were going to say a means of making friends.
I don't
Then.
know. I have a fire building proficiency. I don't have
Means
a.
of making friends. All right, but you're a walking tinderbox. Cool.
Yeah.
Does anyone have shelter of any kind?
Give me 4 levels.
Okay. So
What's
we
your
need a
shelter?
tent.
Do we need
Yeah,
a
like a
tent?
tent.
We've also got a village. Right? How far
5,
are we gonna?
10, 12,500.
Tents are heavy. I was thinking about doing a bedroll, but that would
Okay,
make
so
it way too encumbered.
I will buy large tent.
Wish that
Nice.
fireworms never existed.
Wait, yeah, large tent. That is 1,200.
Are we just doing 5 pounds for clothes? Is that?
Yeah.
Go
I mean,
to.
if you want to be like really light, airy clothes, you can lower that. I think 5 is just a good starting point for having multiple pairs of clothes and also having
I mean,
things that'll keep
isn't-
you safe. in
Isn't
all
my
conditions.
chainmail wife beater most of my clothes, anyways?
You need something
Buying
other than a
soap.
chainmail so it doesn't like pinch you all the
I
time.
assume that's included in the armor, right? Like typically you'd wear like gambeson mail, gambeson.
You don't double gambison.
Oh, you totally double
You
gambeson.
don't double gambison. Ridiculous.
Maybe we need a donkey or something to carry our shit.
Would be very nice.
How much are donkeys? I still need to buy things. We're not playing
Yeah.
today, right? This is just character creation.
This is just character creation, yeah.
Yeah. So I
A
haven't- I haven't
donkey
really
costs
bought things yet.
800 copper to buy and 50 to upkeep.
8 gold.
8 gold, yeah.
I could do that, maybe. I don't know. I
Maybe-
need to buy a sling and clothes and a
You're
quarterstaff.
Most of those are free.
Yeah. So aside from like the sling bullets that I got to pick up and probably some ration stuff, I'm mostly free. Oh, I need to buy like vials and things like that too. I got to pick up all my test tubes to do my wizard stuff.
Mhm.
Does anyone have rope?
Oh, it's a good idea. No, I don't.
I'll get some rope.
You're gonna buy rope, okay?
Yeah.
Do we have one rope user at all?
I don't have rope use.
I did not take rope use. I could swap something out for it.
Do we really need it though?
Oh,
Have
Does
a
anyone
spare.
have either a lamp or torches for light?
I am the light.
Do you glow? Are you a glowing ASMR?
We might want to back up, but maybe I'll conjure some halos. We'll see.
Okay.
Again,
Once I
thin
get to
rope,
third
correct?
level,
Okay.
I feel like
Continual
backup
light.
torches are probably.
I'm gonna go
I'll get-
torch.
I'll
go
get some
torches.
torches.
You're gonna get torches, okay?
Well, I think it's worth a couple of us having torches, don't you think?
Sure. I'm trying to ration my money, but yes.
I've got a little bit spare at the end here.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's grab some torches.
Yeah.
Do we have to buy our pitch separate from our torches?
I think in the economics, I think just like
Like he
cost
has
of a
pitch
torch.
listed separately, which is why.
yeah. If you want to throw it down the
The
castle
pitch
wall,
is,
you know?
by the way, like 3 times as expensive as the actual torch.
Itch.
Yeah. Not quite 3 times, more than double. The pitch is 50 copper and the torch is 20.
Please hold. Okay, so the torch you can refill with oil. You don't need to refill it with pitch. So the oil is 20 copper per pint. The oil will burn more cleanly. I guess you could use pitch instead, but it'll be a little bit more smoky and sticky. Pitch in this
Torches were
situation.
traditionally created with pitch. But I will take
Torches have been created across the world in a lot of different ways. Pitch is usually used for like sealing boats and other mechanical stuff. Making fire out of pitch creates a lot of smoke and a lot of smell. You can totally do it, but it's like not particularly practical in most situations. And we're using like non-discardable, non-single-use torches. Like a torch is going to be a nice piece of metal with like a wood or metal handle with like a
so I
little
only
thing
need one of
across
them.
it, some oil and rags up top that you can
But
like
you'll need
re-soak and
oil or
refill.
something.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
would need one torch that you continually reuse, and then you would refill it with oil to keep it burning properly, rather
Okay,
than
cool.
like
I'll get
buying
some
and
oil then.
discarding.
So maybe ought to get a tinderbox as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the language situation? Are there just like the mundane earthly language? There's no like celestial or abyssal languages. Is there anything ancient because the world was just spawned?
There will be dragon languages that are going to be ancient, and demon languages will be ancient, but I don't think you'll have access to any of those.
Aren't we just conjured into existence? Can't we have whatever? Can't we have been conjured with whatever we wanted? Yeah.
They wouldn't have
What?
conjured you with dragon or demon languages, right? The
It's
demon world.
Malchus. He does whatever he wants.
I guess if you want to speak a language of dragon, you can. Maybe? I don't know if
I
your
don't know if I
vote.
do.
Maybe you can understand it, but you can't speak it. I don't know if you can produce the like. If your vocal cords are capable of producing dragon speech.
What if it's the only language he can speak and he can't do common instead?
What if I have dragon vocal cords?
I guess we can play that game if you want.
I don't want to play
I'd
that
have
game.
to give up my soap.
Is your soap too heavy?
My soap's too expensive.
Neal, why is soap?
It's not that expensive. I'm
prohibitive.
just trying to buy like stuff.
It's like 50 copper.
Yeah, so
Okay.
soap's not much, but like I'm on the edge, man. I'm trying to figure out what I can get rid of.
What do you have on your character sheet? This isn't Frofro. You don't need to like outfit us for the
I have
tier.
Hygiene
both,
is important, Ryan. You might
I
not
have-
know this.
both of my weapons, my armor, the prayer beads, a large tent, soap, lamp oil, and a fishing net. I'm gonna get rid of the fishing net.
Yeah, we're not near. Well, I guess you're near a river. Fishing nets.
You
are useful in
specifically
rivers.
have a river running through the
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah.
I can't see the map anymore.
What about now?
Oh, there it is. Okay, maybe I just was
You were
off
just
in the
scrolled
corner.
away.
Neal, if I want to go down the alchemist route, do I need like a herbalism kit or like an alchemist kit, or like I can't find anything in the economics sheet that would come remotely close to that?
Tui's like you need a laboratory worth 2,000 gold or something crazy to make potions.
You're gonna
Right, but,
need
like-
herbalism to do alchemy. I think you're gonna need
I mean,
something.
I do understand that I do need the laboratory, but also to
Well-
collect stuff, right? I
Mm-hmm.
can't just be like, I'm taking this rock, and then put it in my
That's-
bag. Like,
Right, you either buy your resources or you go and find your resources. So if you want
yeah,
to
and if
find
I want
them,
to find them,
you'll need appropriate skills, and I'll let you lawyer whatever you want. But herbalism seems like a good way to go.
I don't think it's herbalism because herbalism calls out that it's for non-magical use.
It is
So-
for non-magical use, but if you're
But
also
alchemy
making
here is also right. The alchemy here is for making like mundane concoctions, isn't it?
yeah, it's like
Right.
for throwing acid, burning.
So
powder,
alchemy is
stuff like that.
herbalism then.
No, herbalism and alchemy are two different things, but you might use herbalism to inform your alchemy.
This has an alchemy tab
Got
somewhere,
it.
but the
You've got a
alchemy
list description. A character with the alchemy proficiency can make any of the alchemy items listed in the alchemy document, whatever document Neal's referring to.
And I have herbalism, so I think I can be the additional
you
herbalist
can-
knowledge that informs anything that we need there.
You can make
I
a
would
stimulant
need-
like gnome dust.
So there's venom, like stuff I would need includes venom, powdered metals, mushrooms, lots of different plants like poppies or coca, fluid from giant leech glands. So I guess with the insects maybe butchering can help. So maybe Nick can help me with the insects stuff.
Right, or folklore to know which things that you need to get, or how to find them, or where they might live, or how their glands might be poised.
Right. I don't think maybe. What is like? Is there a mining proficiency? Is that a thing?
There
feel like
is.
that is. Oh,
There
shit.
is, but I think it's more about finding and constructing a mine rather than like digging it
Okay.
out.
Right.
You might want just like geology rather
Okay.
than mining. Maybe.
What? Wait, what?
I don't
what
see
is it
that
that
in
you
your
need?
list, though.
Oh, it's
So
probably not there.
if I want to like, so I need to collect certain minerals to make burn powders out of them, right?
Mm,
So I need a way to like
Powdered metals.
discern what is a mineral what's the right mineral and how do I get it, you know?
Mhm.
Because I can give it to like somebody else and be like, can you make the powder out of it? But if I come across it, I need to recognize it.
It's easy enough to
and
grind
make
up the
it.
powder. That's probably the alchemy proficiency is making the powder.
Maybe.
Grinding the stuff. Maybe you could do like half of a mining proficiency. Like it's a 2 slaughter. You can just
Yeah, you
Or
can
just-
do like a 1 slot geology proficiency.
Okay.
or that's something you buy.
Yeah, but someone would need to be the person to extract it from the earth, and that person will need a geology proficiency. So she can buy it in town, or she can find it herself.
I mean, I have 9 proficiency slots, you know.
You got a lot,
I gotta do
yeah.
something with it.
Mhm.
I can do dancing if you guys prefer that. Like,
I take dancing on so many characters and it never comes up. I have never been able to dance like after taking that proficiency.
Didn't this,
You're
this
just gonna have to
literally
play
came up
RuneQuest at some point
in
with me, Greg.
on Tombs of Scoria just the other day?
And I
In the
didn't
last-
take it in the end.
Neal was like, does anyone here know how to dance? No.
or suddenly before the greatest wedding in the history of your campaign, you just suddenly get slaughtered and it never happens, you know? Stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Greg, I've got about 7 gold left. Is there anything that you want me to get for the party to save you some cash?
No, I think for that much gold, I think we're good. I think
Pretty much at my weight limit, and I've spent.
Yeah,
So
I
if you,
think
I mean,
that
I can just you
I'm
can just have my
maneuvered.
7 gold if you want.
Is he the church?
700. I mean, you can
I'm-
tithe to me. I will
Tithe.
accept it.
I'm thinking to get the. Did anyone wind up getting a donkey?
I mean,
I
if
thought
I had
Sean was
one,
getting a donkey.
Sean's
I'll pick
getting
up a donkey.
Yeah.
Since somebody else bought light, I'll pick up a donkey.
Yeah.
You know, for that amount of gold, picking up something like a crowbar, having a tool to utilize is not.
Yeah, I already got a bone saw, but I'll get a crowbar. So that's a good idea.
Nice.
Well,
I
he's
like
a
it.
butcher, right?
Be
He's
prepared. Be prepared.
You never know.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like
crowbar,
it.
sure, good idea.
I actually have a fair bit of gold left, but
Yeah, I'm holding on to mine because I'm sure I'm gonna blow things on components.
well, there's no economy, so spend it now because there won't be a general store as soon as we spawn.
there's a general store in the town nearby.
Okay.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Sorry,
The
Ryan.
gods said capitalism is good because the yeah.
The stock market is thriving in Acropolis. You can buy
Heading-
stocks
heading-
in all
heading
sorts
to
of
the-
companies.
Stonks are up.
I'm getting a shovel as well.
Can I take 1/4 of the weight off of my limbs because I want to wear a single bracer?
My only concern is about how it affects AC. Right, I wouldn't want to be like Greg gets magic armor that weighs 25% less than everybody, but gets the same AC. So let's talk about what
So
you're
you would
wearing.
like me to have AC 3 instead of AC 4? I mean AC 5 instead of AC 4?
I'm not sure what you have on you. So you've got a leather
I have-
chest piece
I have a chest piece and chain limbs.
and chain limbs.
That's probably
Yeah.
the opposite of what you want mechanically. Are you really just opposed to having chain on your chest?
I am aesthetically imposed to wearing chain.
What if we change chain to
chest.
like splint or banded? Or like Roman armor instead of chain armor.
Okay, I will
Okay.
take in like a -1 AC to my
Okay.
like there's 4 pieces, so I feel like it should be like a half of a point of AC, but I'll take a -1. That's fine.
So chain, you were doing leather chest and chain limbs, which would give you AC 4, and then you want to do less armor because you
It's all
only want
good.
one
Don't worry
bracer.
about it. It's fine. I'll
A
keep the
bracer
weight.
wouldn't reduce your AC. If anything, it would increase it. He doesn't
No, but
want you
he's
to
saying
be.
I'll keep the weight. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
Cool.
Maybe we should go to a break.
Yeah, well, I think we're also just about done here is the thing. I was thinking about going to a break, but I think almost all the characters are fully finished. So is there anything else that we can just call it here for the day? If that we're all basically done. And it sounds like we're all like at least 90% there.
Mhm.
Nick appears to be done. Ryan seems to be fully done. Sean feels pretty done, right?
Yeah, I should buy components, but that's something that I can just do.
Right.
Right.
Faye is maybe still at the very beginning of her character and trying to figure out what her
No,
class is.
I'm pretty done. I have more proficiencies than I need, I feel like, but that's
Oh, yeah, I need to
option,
pick
like something I'll pick up
Yeah.
eventually.
So-
I'm not too worried about it.
What kind
Rather
of proficiencies do you want? Right, like you're this wielder of a nightmare, right?
Yeah, well, I thought. Well,
Okay, do you have
I-
spellcraft? Let's just go through the list. Do you have
no,
spellcraft?
I don't want spellcraft
Why not?
because my spells don't come from like spellcraft means I can discern where another person's spells come from, but since my spells are not, are coming from a different place, I don't feel like I can recognize a spell that is different from the fear and from the illusion spells I'm casting. Like if somebody casts a fireball, I think I have no idea what that looks like.
Is that the only use case of spellcraft in your mind?
I don't know. That's how the description works, right?
Yeah. There's also an arcanology proficiency that Neal invented that's more for like identifying runes and arcane constructions. Right?
Yeah.
I believe.
Plus, we
that-
also don't need to spellcraft proficiency.
Arcanology is the history and development of magic.
Yeah, it seems a little weird at this point in time to do the history of magic when literally you are the history of magic.
Yeah.
You are
Do you
wizard
have-
numero uno.
Do you have folklore?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like, and then there's stuff that could be useful for your alchemy. Like,
did you
have
take
animal
singing and
lore.
dancing? Because those feel fitting for a witch, right? Like, am I alone on that one?
Singing and dancing? Depends on the witch.
Well, if you dance around the, if it's Walpurgisnacht and you're dancing around the fire and shit.
Do you have animal lore, herbalism,
I do. Yeah, I would. Don't we have somebody else with herbalism as
anatomy?
well? Like we're doubling up on so much stuff. So Sean has
Yeah,
herbalism as well, right?
Yes, I
So
We're
you
bound
can
to
take
double up a little
herbalism.
bit.
I can keep like geology for the powder stuff. I can ask Sean for herbs from his, right? That was
Mhm.
fine.
Animal lore and anatomy would be for like extracting venom sacs from spiders or something.
That'd be good.
I can do that.
Oh, there's
Not
already
sure if I need the
jeweler is a one slot proficiency that's maybe
also gem
more
cutting.
more akin to geology.
Yeah, I mean, if I
Just thought, like,
take a one,
if there's
if we
go
call
ahead.
it geology or if we take a jeweler, it doesn't matter too much. I mean, I guess I can make pendants if am a jeweler as well, right? Like
Yeah,
create
it's more
little
like
charms,
working
and
on-
shit.
What about like cooking or something like that?
Oh,
I
yeah.
took brewing, but not cooking. So if you wanna grab cooking, that
Do you really want to eat that though? Do you want me to be the cook of the party? Just think about it. Step back for a second. Imagine my character, and then think about if you really want to eat that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean-
I wouldn't trust the witch to make your food.
Oh, but how about poison making, anatomy, cooking? Perfect. Okay.
And butchery. Who are we eating tonight?
Okay, one question, Neal. Do I need to bother with history at all?
No, there's no history.
Okay, lovely. So ancient and current.
Ancient and local history are non-existent.
Does anyone
I'll
have
see-
healing? I guess that's a
Yeah, I've got it.
only.
I've got it, yeah.
But I might actually wait. Can you? I might actually just pick up tracking, even though it's really expensive, because I feel like if somebody's afraid, like a dog, like being able to pick up somebody's scent is a really cool thing. So maybe
It's like it's warrior only. It would take 3 slots.
Yeah, she's got like 1 million proficiency slots. And if you want to be like smelling people's fear, that seems like an interesting proficiency choice. That yes, I'm tracking them by like the fear they leave behind as they run from my magic.
We could come up with some optional rule to like cooperate on proficiencies. Right?
Sure.
Like if there's 2 trackers and like one is looking at the tracks and Faye is smelling their fear, maybe we could find a way to give a bonus.
Yeah, I'm down
Tracking
for.
may actually mention like for each non-proficient tracker in the party, there's a penalty.
That's weird.
But I mean, by the books, that's how it is.
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
Maybe if you guys
So-
have figured out what you really want to
something.
do, you can just write it down somewhere so I can, figure it out from there. The rest of them.
Fire building, fishing.
Because we're like, we've got one more person with proficiencies
Mm-hmm.
and 2 wizards.
And there's plenty of mundane
plenty.
things that you could narratively justify. I don't know.
Oh,
We-
how
Did you
about
take
this?
Weaving.
swimming, or do witches just naturally float in water?
Oh, wait, let me think about it.
Direction sense is useful.
Yeah,
I think I have
Omen
that one. Let
reading
me
or like
double-check.
weather, whatever that is, weather sense.
I don't have
Omen
weather
reading would be
sense.
cool.
Weather reading would be pretty.
You should
fitting, too.
totally
I don't
take
think-
embalming. That sounds very witchy.
Yeah.
It
have
does.
both direction sense and navigation.
It could be
I don't
instead
think
of like
weather
true
sense is a thing.
embalming, it could be like those shrunken voodoo head things.
Ooh.
You could have lots
And
of
then
like
you-
fetishes.
And then you take ventriloquism and you talk with your tiny voodoo doll.
You
Hey,
have
it's
omen
Ryan.
reading?
How's it going?
Omen reading is pretty good. Yeah, I have that. I have
Ooh,
that.
you talk with the voodoo doll using ventriloquism, but the other person speaks.
Oh god.
All right. Well, I think we're at the point of diminishing returns. So why don't we call it here for the day? Our players will finish their characters off screen, and we will come back in a few weeks for our first session. We'll probably talk when our first section is off stream. 30th is probably going to be the closest, but we'll deal with it afterwards. And then we'll see you guys next time for the beginning of Legends of Arcadia. Anyone have any final words to say before we go?
Thanks for tuning in. Can't wait to
Yeah.
start.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.